1, 2, 3, 4.
Cosa pesa cosa nyoso liza ho. African Youth Invention, creation, perfection, exigence, one condition, past tempo.
Good day, welcome to African Youth Invention, the AYI Training Center. I'm Emery Lukombo. I will be discussing about PowerPoint on class 4 and video 4. Now, firstly, I will discuss first about the review tab, and then I'll go to animation tab, then I'll come back to slideshow as well, and then a project. So in the project, design like a watch. This watch can run like this, and then it's work like a normal watch. So we'll design this thing here. So follow the instruction properly. So if you take your time, especially when it comes to graphic design, you will design something more beautiful than this. So I'm gonna go to file and create a new document. I will use a blank document, and we will discuss first the review. First review does a spelling. Like I can come here, I can make a mistake here. For mesh is a mistake, so if I come here, I can check spelling, and there's not pick up a mistake. Say now you got a mistake, so I can tap here and then I fix. I say change. If I'm happy for my information, I say no, ignore, then I ignore it. The follow up, it's a treasure. What the treasure mean? A treasure to find like a synonym. I want to find the synonym of database, so you can try to find a synonym for database so that you can understand what database. It's a field, a folder, a recorder. So yeah, it's accessibility. It's like you checking if this thing can be readable. Like if I highlight this here and then I go to home and I put the color like a background and I put like this a black, you cannot read this one, it's difficult. So if I highlight it, then I'm gonna go to review and then check the accessibility. Is not found a mistake. I say missing a slide title and hard to read. So it's complaining about on this slide I don't have a title on top as well. This is hard to read because it's this one. So read. So if I go back to home and then remove my highlight and then I'll go, you will see my accessibility review. It's fixed. The only thing make is a title because there's no title on this. And then if I want to understand the meaning for database, I'll highlight this one here and I go to review and I go to smart lookup, because it's go online to find the meaning of database. So that is a meaning of database. You can search more, you can read, there's a lot of definition. If you don't understand the first one, it gives you more definition. And the language, so I can change this paragraph, I can close here. Whatever I open, I can close them, highlight the entire thing and go to translate. I can translate this thing in French. I'm gonna go to translate. And then I'll come here to make sure you got internet connection. So when I come here, instead to translate this maybe to Kiswahili. So I choose Kiswahili, and then if I say insert, so it's now in Kiswahili. So I can go back, highlight them, and then say put back in English. If you see the red line, it means the word is wrong. But if it's the green, mostly the space, maybe the space small mistake. Now in a case like this here, if I'm writing a PowerPoint, I'm using Kiswahili, I will come here, choose Kiswahili here. So if I make a mistake here in Kiswahili, it will pick up. But now here, if I change this proving language to Kiswahili, this red line will disappear because I'm writing in English and the system or the program, it's checking information in Kiswahili. So you need to make sure if you're writing in English, your proofing language must also be in English so that you don't make a mistake. So you need to make sure your proofing language is the same language that you're writing so that your spelling can look correct. And the language preference, it's like a language that you will set. It take you on the option, which we discussed on last video. What it does here, you can set a language of your entire program, like everything we're reading here, it must be English. So I can come here and close here. You can put a comment, like I want to give this PowerPoint to someone, and I can say put a comment, and I say, you know, this is a database. I can say database. And I leave. Now what happened? I can close here, but these symbols here, you can press here a database. I can expand database here. So I write the meaning of database here. When I finish, if I give this to a youth, never know about database, then he's reading Microsoft Access is a database system or information. Now he's not get confused because it says database. What is database? Now this comment can help him. If you press the comment, it's gonna appear here and explain you a database, and then you learn about database. So you can put as much comment you want. I can put even entire paragraph and put another comment, and then I put another thing. Now this, all of them, I can close them here and I don't view them. But now if you come here, you can come to preview and then go to next. You can put as much comment. If you don't want it, you can come here, delete, select delete, or select from here. You can delete from here and it's gone. There's no more comment, and I'll close. That's a comment, and this is just a display for your comment. You can have, this is what you call a comment pan. So when I close here, to view this, I must press a comment, or I can press the show a comment pan. Then I can see my comment here. I can create a new comment from here, or I can come press from here and then create a comment. The comparison. Now what the compare does, I'll come here and save it here. I can say video 4 and then save it. And I modify this maybe with another color. From here I'm gonna go to review, and from a review I'm gonna go to compare. So I will compare. This is, I open the v.4 and I will use the v.4 and merge them, and I will compare. Now you will see here, say accept. Accept mean it's like it's picking up, say all the change rectangular 6. So it shows like this is a change that they found there. You wanna accept it or you wanna go to next. Go to next. This is what you found a change. If you say accept, it accept, change. And then if you don't say reject, and there's move. So actually what you're doing is just like you have a new document and then you modify, and you want to double check with your old one if there's no mistake. Once you finish to review and you say end of review and you say yes, and then you will leave a document that modify any change. Okay, what is animation tab? The animation tab is a tab that allowed you to animate anything in one slider. Don't get confused. And the transition, it's when I'm transiting from one slider to slider. So any movement between these two sliders, it's called a transition. But any movement inside here, inside one slider, you're gonna use what you call animation. Look here, when I highlight animation, you can see here there's everything are blank. Because why? I haven't selected nothing. So you need to select any item inside the slider, and then it's gonna appear. Now, once you open animation, they are composed of with 4 groups. It's got entrance, emphasis, excite, and it's got the motion part. These play different role. I'll do one by one. The first thing you do, select item. I'm gonna use the entrance one. You can choose anything. If I can choose fly in, I want to enter like this, and from here I can change direction. I can change enter on this side, or enter on that side, or enter on this side, or enter. It's up to you. So I will choose any one here. So let's choose the easy one. So I enter this one here. Now that's the entrance. Once you go on the presentations, when you go to slideshow, you press start from beginning here, and then nothing happening because why? Your slider is blank because you choose the entrance. Only when you trigger, and then it's appear what, and then you go to next slider. My next slider, there's nothing apply here. There's no animation. You can see here, whenever you apply anything, there is a number 1 animation. When you go to second slider, there's no number here, and there's no symbol here. You can see there's a star here. It shows this slider, it's got animation, but this does not have animation. So I will select this one here, then I will come here. Now on this one, I will choose now the emphasis. So I will choose the spin one. You can choose a lot of effects. Each effect play different roles. Choose the spin one. Now from here, from the spin, I can change here. I can say 10 clockwise and 10 quarter pin. So you look here and then the arrow here, and 10 full spin. My first one, I choose the interest movement. On my second one, I choose the emphasis. Now I'm gonna go to slider show. Click your mouse, then it's appear. And when I go to the second slider, you will see it appear. Only when I trigger again, then it spin, because why? It's emphasis. The item or whatever graphic or text must remain there. And create a new blank slider, and I create the fourth blank slider. Now I'm gonna go for the 4 now. I'm gonna copy this. Whenever you copy something got animation, if you go to the slider, you paste it, it's gonna carry the same animation. You can see here, it's carry the same animation. So I need to clear this animation. Select this one here and go to animation, and then go to and press here and say none, and then that animation will clear. So on this one, I'm gonna apply now the excited. Let's use excited like a spin. Now, and I'm gonna choose now, I say spin from the horizontally or vertically, that's up to you, or outside like this here, vertically out. Now I'm gonna go to slider show. Now the entry does appear. If I trigger, then it's appear. I go to the second slider show, it's there, but when I trigger, then it's spin because it's emphasis, will remind you. I go to the slider 3, it's there, but when I trigger, it go out because it's excite. Now the last one, it's a movement. So I'll copy the same text, and then I'll use different color. I'll paste on the other text, and then I'll select it. I'm gonna go clear, press here, and then clear the trigger here. Then let me put different color. You can choose, I can say play the arc movement. So that's the arc movement. So it's now move in other place. I'm gonna go around the slider show. Enters the first one, I need to trigger to appear. The second one, I got the second slider. When I trigger, it spin. This is we choose the excite. If I trigger, it go out. And I go to the first slider, and we use the arc movement. It's now move as the arc movement. And then I finish, I go back to the end of my slider 4. That is how this fourth movement work. Go back to my animation, select here, select my text. Now whatever you view here, this is just effect for any movement to choose, because whenever effect choose, like I choose this entrance, and I can come choose how it enters. Now enter like this, or it's not enter another way, so you can choose more. That's what it does now. So I'm gonna go to this side now here. Now this is it's where you control your animations. When you add, I can add 3 or 4 animation in one place. So you can check here, if you press animation pen, now it now shows you how long is the remind now. Now if I press here, I can play my animation from here to see how it's gonna work. I can go change the effect, fly in, and then I can play it here. Now if I want to be longer, I can move it more time here, set and drag, and then now take slow. Now this, what I increase here, if I go here, I increase a duration of the effect. Just as what the previous video, there is my duration for effect, I can increase it for here. I can increase it here. The more I increase, when I trigger, the more it takes time to play a movement. If you put your mouse here, you see the arrow, you can drag it. It's very important to make it bigger, because this is where the mind work will be to control time. It's design, nice design. So I can change the time from here, my duration, and then I go test it from here, how it's gonna work. And it's gonna be very slow. Or I can minimize my duration, because sometimes here it's confused. So the best way is to come here and drag it from here, and drag it from here, and maybe drag somewhere like this. And then I will trigger it, play it. And then this is a delay. I can say when the slider open, please delay after 70 milliseconds and you come out. Look what delay does. It's moving my duration away. So when I play here, it's gonna first take this 4.25, 4 seconds, 25, then it's play a movement. So the more delay I get, and the more duration I make, the more slow it's gonna be. Now, depend on which movement you're doing. You see now it's very slow because my delay is too long, and then it's take for. Now that's how it's gonna work. Now this is a delay and this is a time. And the other thing you can learn here, if you come here, this triggers something here. This one here, it's the same thing. You can trigger on click or automatic. So by moving your mouse here, press here, it's gonna give you a start with preview. Start with preview, which means when the slider launch, it's also start with preview. It's following orders. You can say start after preview. It's like, okay, the preview must run and after preview. If you leave it in click, you must click like here. Let me do like this. I'll select this movement here. I will select this here, and I'll come here and I say start with preview, and I'll go to this one here. I'll select here and I'll say start with preview, and then I'm gonna go to the first one and I'll select this is on click. Now if I run my slideshow, the first one doesn't run because why? It's on click. I must click and then it's go, and the other one will run automatically because they are all start with preview. Insert a shape, and I'm gonna go insert this. I'll apply the animation. Now I will use emphasis. I'll select this one here and use exit. Now from here you can see here I all start at the same time. They are all gonna run at the same time. I say no, before you start, let him start first. So I'll put more delay. It's like he's gonna run first, and after you're gonna run, then it's you gonna run. Let's start with preview. Now if you say start with preview, it's gonna start like this, but if you say start after preview, automatically it's gonna set your time duration itself automatically. I can put that triangle like a triangle here, and I can go to animation, and then I'll put this fly in. The blue, this I'll change the color. This yellow one will run first before our rectangular, which is this, the 0, 1. You can number 0, number 1. But check here, if I go run here, this is not gonna run because it's on click. So if I press like this, they are not running because they're on click. But if I go back and I say here, I select this one, remove the on click here, I select here, go to animation, and I'll come here and I say with preview, or I can say after preview. It's now go here. So this is gonna be like at the back, or I can say with preview. So I'm gonna start with the preview one because that's my preview. And if I wanna start with this one, I can do like this, drag this, put it here, and then now I can start with preview. I can move the delay on this one here, and then I can put them the same duration. They're gonna run the same duration. So these two gonna come at the same time. This and this will come at the same time. Then after is this one, and then follow up of the overall, which is the overall is this one here. So I must remove the rectangular. Say start after preview. Now this is gonna be after preview, just after preview. Then I'm gonna go run it. Then this is gonna play the last one, exit. I'm gonna choose everything interest. I'll put split interest. I'll start with preview, and then this one here I will say after preview, and this one too preview because his preview is this one. So these two run at the same time. So when I go to slideshow, so the more you're gonna do more protocol, you get use of it. Delete everything, delete everything, delete everything, and I will design a watch. I'm gonna go to insert a shape, and go to here. I'll choose any color here, but I like to choose this one, like black. I'll choose my line, I'll put it maybe blue. And go to here and try to make it nice. Press here. It's gonna give you more, and then I'm gonna go to line. I can give more size of line because I need that line to be bigger because it's a watch. Diagram my inside maybe to white because of any color that I think my watch will look. So now that's we got our circle. And secondly, if you look at our watch here, we'll draw a small circle. I put here, I go to format shape, and I choose the color. Up to you, you can do any color you want to put. And then you come the same thing, you can do a bevel. You can put something like this, and then top 12. Now be careful here, you need to display, if you go to view, display the graded line. Very important because you want to get everything aligned. Go to grade line, and display the grid line so that you can get accurate positions. So my grid line I can put like this, so I know this is going to be my center. I think white is better. So from here I'll copy this, I'll paste to the other side. Now you can see here my circle is not falling, and then I will get it wrong, so I must make sure I got the same position. That's why the grid line will play a nice view. I'll put here, and then this may be 6. Now the same thing, I can copy this, paste, and this can be the same color. So this is going to be 3, and maybe 9. And then from here you need to have 2. I have 1 on here, post, I have 1 in here. So you do the same thing on the other side. As I'm gonna cut the video just to save time, because the time mustn't go more than 40 minutes. If you think everything are well positioned to avoid movement, press Ctrl A in your key button, and then go to Format, and then group them, and then it become one thing, because I can move this any place, it's not going to move. So after grouping them, it becomes easy. But before, you can still modify it. Press twice the group and you can modify it. So I can move it, and that's the first thing you do. Secondly, now I'm going to go to Insert, Shape. There's a lot of things you can use by clock. I can use this. Here I put black, the line color yellow. That's, I go to Format from here. I just not select the triangular, and then I just do simple like this. I use black, but this one I put the line, it's yellow, and then I put a little bit bigger. Make sure this does not move. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to go choose a emphasis. I'll use a spin. Because a spin, I want a full spin. It must spin the full spin. Now I can see it not really in the center, so I can drag a little bit. I can go choose my background. I can go to View and remove the grid line face, and then select Insert. I can go to Insert, put a back tab. I can go to Design like this. Now we're done with the first slider. Now what remains is the easiest part. So you will use what you call a transition to get your watch work. Now I'm going to go to a transition. So I will come here. I will duplicate this layer. And from the second layer, I will move this. And I will go to the other one, duplicate the layer again. And then this one, I will drag here. So you keep on doing the same thing. Make sure you don't mess up your center, otherwise it's not show up on the design to show. Duplicate. If I go to transition, I will come here and apply a transition, a simple transition. Like I will use a morph and apply it to all, and then I'm gonna go play my movement. The first thing you use this one, and then it's go. But it's my morph, it's too slow. I will go back and then go back, and then by my morph, what I'll do now, delay is too much. I'll delete the delay. I don't want someone to see the movement. And then I'll save, and then apply to all. I'll put the delay 25, apply to all. The duration of my effect. Do now here, when you finish the turning, I can even put the one for, I'm going to put 3 of them. 3 of them, and then I can also create the hour, but I just gonna leave this one. You can carry on. Now what you will do now from here, you keep on duplicating, because there's already effect on everything. So duplicate this, duplicate a layer, and duplicate a layer, and each layer from here you need to go modify your effect. Make sure it's in the center, otherwise you lose the idea. And we do for the rest of the video, because I cannot carry on the video. And I will come back at the end of the video to explain what I did so far. From here, this will be your last slide. If you want to consider this as minute and this is as a second, so you need to set your timing to 1 second, your duration 1 second. What I can do now here, on this case here, I can do like this. Come here, select all the slider, select and right click, duplicate all the slider. Now you go to 24 sliders. I'm gonna go to insert. Maybe I use this. So I can use this maybe for hour, and I'll put it color. Must also be black, and that is can be my hour. Let's start my hour. So my hour now is 12 o'clock. Now from all the slider, I can copy this hour. Look what I'll do now here. Copy. I'll go to the second slider. I'll paste, and then I'll just send backward. Send backward. I'll copy for the other one. Send backward. You can see here, as you can see here, I add everything here. So if I run this, my slider show, you will see my hour remaining there is not moving. It's just remaining there. And then I can move the hour. Now look here, what happened here. So what I'll do now here, to fix now here, you create a section 1. You can call it maybe, we'll give it a name. Let me rename this one here. Rename a section. We'll rename it hour 1. Hour 1. And then I'm gonna select everything. I'll put Control A, select all the slider. Just press Control A in your key button, and then right click on top of them, and you say duplicate all the slider. Now go on your 12 slider, number 12, that's your last cell from here. This is your last, and create a new section. You say select on between there, right click, new, right click, add a section, and call it hour 2. Rename. And then go to avoid confusion, go hide the first hour and as a section 2, and then from your section 2 just do the same thing you did and drag this to the other. Now just copy this to avoid confusion, copy this and go to the other one and then send back way, and delete the old one and do the same thing to all the sliders. Now after you copy, you will have something like this, and close the hour 2 and then go run it automatically. You will see what happened here. Now this is what you get at the end of the result. Now to do another one, do the same thing again. So I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna save this. So what I'll do now here, I'll first open like this, open, press Control A, and then duplicate all the sliders, and then you go at 24, add a section, and call hour 3, and turn this. Do the same thing in all the sliders from hour 3. So to avoid confusion, close the section of hour 2. Once you finish, you do the same thing, and when you go to slideshow, it's what you get. There is some movement there. That was a mistake on the design. So in the case of redesign, you can fix that. Now that's what you can do. Now you can set this, your duration of this, for everything by minute, by second, and this in minute, and this dependent slider. So just two of them. Just set this by the second. If you get this to last for 60 seconds, this automatically work for time, and this automatically work for hour. Now that you can see, you can design a really watch. Now the same thing I did here, what I did now here, you can see I finished by, if I close my sections, I finished by hour 3. Now you need to have 12 hours, so you must do another 2 hour here, you must do another section here, add a section, and then you will call it hour 4. Hour 4, and then you will duplicate this group, and then you go move this down. You will duplicate this, like if I go to our last one, will be this one here. So you will move this to 3, and then all 12, and then over and over, and then you can get, and then when you run it, don't forget to go to slideshow, and then make sure you say loop continuity until exit. Now the exit, you look this on your keyboard, you see the exit button, and you go ESC at on your left side. On top of the keyboard, you will see the ESC. Press it and get out. But if you don't press it, you keep on running. So that's the end of the video. I believe you've learned much, and you can design any. You can design any watch. You can design a really watch, design something, and then run your animation in your house. Put a lab computer, and it's gonna give you accurate time. But just make sure you set all your duration and time on each of these 3 parts to work accurately. Because right now I just put a fast time so that you can understand how can you manipulate it. Can you see there was a mistake somewhere there? And that's what you can do on this video. Thanks so much for watching this video. See you from the next video. Please do not forget to subscribe and leave your comment about the AYI video courses.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kosa pesa mkosa nyoso liza ho. African Youth Invention, création, invention, perfection. Exigence, one condition, passe tempo. Original Youth Invention, création, invention, perfection. Exigence, one condition, passe tempo. Original